getting out of here. This town is too hot for me. "51 dynamite desperados are after my crown. And tonight, one of them is gonna get it."
The Miss USA pageant with your hosts Alan Thicke, Tracy Scoggins, the Naval Air Training Command Choir, the Fort Bliss Army Saber Drill Team and Color Guard, Miss USA Michelle Royer, and 51 of the most beautiful young women in the USA. Young Texan who is the reigning Miss USA, Michelle Royer. Beautiful television and motion picture star, our co-host, Tracy Scoggins. The well-known television personality from the hit series Growing Pains, our host, Alan Thicke.
Our young ladies are about to know that proud feeling of telling millions who they are and where they're from. We come from the cities and we come from the smaller towns. Fill our heads full of dreams and turn our world upside down. Our own ticket in the USA. Our own ticket in the USA. Our own ticket in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1988 Miss USA Parade of States, beginning with Miss Alabama.
Rhonda Mooney, Pelham, Alabama. Ron Reed, Anchorage, Alaska. Chris Hines, Scottsdale, Arizona. Melissa Staples, Callion, Arkansas. Diana Magana, Rancho Palos Verdes, California. Nicola Sabaldi, Aurora, Colorado. Kathy Galasso, Kansas Sandy Fix, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Stephanie Jane Potts, Memphis, Tennessee. Courtney Gibbs, Fort Worth, Texas. Susie Langdell, Park City, Utah. Stacey Jane Susan, Roland, Vermont. Denise Smith, Fairfax, Virginia. Sandra Ford, Seattle, Washington. Kathy Fowler, Huntington, West Virginia. Mary Kay Anderson, St. Francis, Wisconsin. Kristen Ewens, Casper, Wyoming. Rockin' in the U.S., rockin' in the U.S., rockin' in the U.S. of A.
With a smell like that. Ladies and gentlemen, here again is your host for this evening, Alan Thicke.
Well, thank you for such a festive reception tonight. You make me feel downright Texan. And I know that if you welcome the new kid on the ranch like that, I can't even imagine how you welcome my co-host for this evening. She is a native Texan, the beautiful Tracy Scoggins.
Thank you, Alan.
How would you describe this audience?
Laid back.
Yeah, laid back. I hope they come out of their shells tonight.
Now, Alan, what you sing, you're singing Texas decorum. They're using their TV manners because you're using yours.
Huh.
Watch this. Howdy, Texas! Don't worry, they'll warm up.
Yeah, if they don't melt down first. And it's already been a hot week here in El Paso, yes indeed. It started with last week's preliminary judging, the primaries, and that leads to tonight's announcement of our 10 semifinalists. Now, our celebrity panel gave each contestant a score in 3 competitions.
From the swimsuit came 1/3 of each contestant's score. Another third came from evening gown judging, with each girl wearing a gown of her own choosing. And the final third came from personal interviews with each judge. You're going to get to see preliminary swimsuit scores during a special photo opportunity here in El Paso.
Our computer will soon be giving us the names of our 10 semifinalists.
But first, join us now as our 51 candidates model fashion swimwear provided by JCPenney Company from the exclusive Miss USA swimwear collection.
This all takes place against a beautiful western background, the mountains and coral dunes of El Paso. Now, this photo session has everything you could ask of a photo session: cameras, lights, reflectors, and of course, beautiful women. We begin with Gina Zordani, Miss Illinois. Florida's Monica Farrell. Paula Prevost is from Hawaii. Arizona sends us Chris Kime. From the Nutmeg State, this is Connecticut's Catherine Galasso. Tammy Toller is a North Carolina Tar Heel. Pennsylvania, here's Susan Diane Gray. From the Show Me State, we show you Missouri's Alicia Workman. New England's Stacy James Sisson is from Vermont. Here's Arkansas's own Melissa Staples. Kristen Humans is from Wyoming. Ron Reeves wins the Mileage Award. She's from Alaska. Alabama is represented by Rhonda Mooney. Diane Lynn Wright won the primary in New Hampshire. A good bet from Nevada is La Graciela Omran. Here's a South Carolina smile from April Abel. Miss Colorado is Nicola Civaldi. And representing Maryland, Roanne Brewer. Kansas has sent us Cindy Decker. Dana Richmond is Miss Mississippi. Thank you, Oregon, for Elaine Rohr. And Michigan has to be proud of Antonia Dotson. Susie Lundell comes to us from Utah. Yes, Virginia, there is a Denise Smith, and she's yours. From the Buckeye State, Ohio's Gina West. This is a fine fix. South Dakota's Sandy Fix. From the mountains of West Virginia, this is Kathy Fowler. Elva Anderson, a capital gain from the District of Columbia. Anita Marie Lovely is a good name for Miss Massachusetts. Kimberly Torp is Miss Montana. And if you're watching us in Washington, you gotta like Sandra Cord. Stephanie Potts volunteered to represent Tennessee. From Nebraska comes Kelly O'Neill. Kate Sevdy is also known as Miss North Dakota. From little old Rhode Island, here's Cindy Gironda. Idaho's OK went to Kay Kinsey. Kentucky's Suzanne Pittman is right at home in bluegrass or coral sand. And Iowa has plenty to boast about, including Julie Kemmerling. California has sent us Diana Magana. And Oklahoma is home for Tamara Walker. Mary Kay Anderson is Miss Wisconsin. The lady from next door is Miss New Mexico, Stephanie Story. Rhonda Vinson represents Louisiana. Georgia Peach is Donna Rampy. Courtney Gibbs must feel right at home. She's Miss Texas. From our northeast corner, here is Maine's Suzanne Grenier. An angel from Delaware, Christina Angel. Julie Nelson is Miss Minnesota. And this is Indiana's Louetta Ernest. Linnea K. Mancini represents New York. And our final hello is to Miss New Jersey, Colleen Carlone. Here they are, all 51, getting together to form a huge circle of friendship against this beautiful Texas background. And now they start their own version of the wave, waving a greeting to everyone from the 1988 Miss USA pageant.
Beautiful group to 10. That's the job our judges had to face this past week. Tonight, they'll narrow the field down to 5 finalists and eventually a new Miss USA. They'll vote by computer on terminals like this, entering a score for each contestant in our 3 areas of judging. Each score can be anywhere from a 1, like this, to a 9.99, like this. They've already entered into the computer the scores needed to select our 10 semifinalists. So how about it, El Paso? You think you know who they're going to be? We'll be showing only you at home scores and rankings as they develop. Now it's time for all of us to hold our breath and hold the good thought, because we'll find out who our semifinalists are right after this.
The other day, one of my students came in and gave me a cough, and this cough just would not let me go.
Well, now, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news, and it's all the same news. I'm about to introduce our 10 semifinalists. Now, as I pick up the computer printout of our preliminary competition, please say hello once again to our 51 contestants in their lovely sportswear outfits by the J.C. Penney Company from their exclusive Miss USA collection.
We're about to learn the names and the scores of our 10 semifinalists. Only you at home will see the composite scores each contestant got for our 3 areas of preliminary judging. Looks like Alan's ready.
Well, good luck to all of our ladies. Remember, the names will be read in no particular order. Here are the 10 semifinalists for the title of Miss USA 1988. Miss Florida Monica Farrow. Next is Miss Tennessee Stephanie Potts. Your third semifinalist, Miss South Carolina April Abel. be happy in Mississippi for Dana Richmond. Joining our group of semifinalists, Miss Oklahoma, Tamara Walker. 5 more spots to fill, and one of them goes to Miss Illinois, Gina Zordani. From the West Coast, California, Diana Magana. Semifinalist number 8 comes from Maryland, Roanne Brewer. There are 2 spots open. One of them is filled by Miss Georgia Donna Rampey. And the dream is still alive for one more of our young ladies. The 10th semifinalist comes from Texas, Courtney Gill. Congratulations to these ladies, our 10 semifinalists, and one of them will be the new Miss USA.
What a group of semifinalists. Let's look at the monitor. In the preliminary competitions, the judges gave the highest score to Miss Texas, with Miss Oklahoma second and Miss Mississippi third. This time, we're not going to be recapping the scores our leaders received because those scores no longer matter. They're all discarded, and our 10 candidates begin all over in their pursuit of the title of Miss USA 1988. Our celebrity panel will decide, based on tonight's competition, which 5 of the 10 semifinalists will go on to become our finalists. And everything the judges see and hear between now and that decision will be seen and heard by you at home. And that competition starts by giving everyone a chance to know our semifinalists better. That's the interview competition, an all-important step for our candidates. And Alan begins those interviews right after this from Pantene.
You know, there's a big old Texas-sized difference between the preliminary interviews that we mentioned earlier and what you're about to see. Now, those were one-on-one private talks. Well, now we add cameras and lights and millions of eavesdroppers, and the fact that this is the start of the semifinal competition. So, judges, man your terminals. We begin with Miss Florida, and this is Monica Farrell. Feel about the way you expected it to?
Oh, yes.
I have your life on an index card here. You major in piano performance. How many hours a day do you practice, Monica?
When I'm in college, I've took a few semesters off to get ready, but when I'm in college, I practice anywhere from 4 to 5 hours a day.
And that paid off because you played for royalty, I understand.
My 2 sisters and I traveled to Jordan, where my parents are living in the Middle East, and we were sponsored by Prince Hassan and Princess Sarvas. And we performed a series of classical piano concerts where we raised about $25,000 for their liver foundations.
Oh, how nice. Jordan, that's an ambitious agent you've got there. Your parents are over there now?
Yes, they are. They've been there for about 2 years, and I understand that they're going to be picking this up live satellite. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning there.
Oh, really? So Dad'll be up on the roof saying, tilt that dish towards Syria, Ma. We want to see our girl.
Absolutely.
Now, as a role model for Miss USA, you'll be expected to set some examples. What examples would you hope to set?
As Miss USA, it would give me the opportunity to further my causes. I've been public speaking on the student dropout rate because Florida is like second highest in the entire nation. And I've also been involved with the Children's Home Society. So I feel that being so close to their age, I could really relate to them and they would listen to me perhaps.
Good work and well said. Miss Florida, Monica Farrell. Thank you, Monica. Next we have Miss Tennessee. This is Stephanie Potts. Stephanie, welcome. Stephanie is a registered nurse, and your boyfriend is a doctor. How did you meet?
Oh, that's a strange story. We met, let's just say we met over a bedpan. No, it was a very...
Brings a tear to the eye, Stephanie.
What can I tell you? It's just a medical soap opera love life story of mine.
Was there a patient eyewitnessing all of this?
No, not at all.
So they were just in the closet somewhere. Wasn't near a patient at all.
Not a closet, no.
You are also the winner of the Miss USA luggage contest. They tell me you brought how many pieces of luggage?
I brought 20 pieces of luggage. I've always been taught to travel lightly. So.
So you don't call the bellhop, you call beacons and say, I'll leave now.
That's correct.
Some careers obviously would be easier to combine with a marriage. Nursing might be one of them. Do you think that should be a consideration in choosing a career?
Definitely. Nursing has helped me out so much through my life. I can see how it would help me as a wife and mother. It's a very exciting career. It offers me a lot of experience in meeting a wide variety of people. Like I said, this afternoon I've met everything from professional football players to celebrities to psychotic schizophrenics. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a very educational experience, and I think it will help me throughout.
Sounds like it was a busy afternoon, too. Yeah. Thank you. Miss Tennessee, Stephanie Putnam. Thank you, Stephanie. And now Miss South Carolina, this is April Abel. April attends the University of South Carolina. You're studying early childhood education, and you're from Johnston. I'm not familiar with Johnston. How big is that?
Johnston is a very, very tiny town. We have 2,400 people, and we actually have one stoplight.
Oh, then you have an intersection. That's big.
That's the biggest part of town.
I understand you're already famous back there. They have a mural of you somewhere downtown?
Yes, they do. They honored me about, I guess, 3 weeks before I left to come here. And they're doing a mural on an old broken down building, and they're going to have some famous people, and I was honored enough to be one of those people.
Well, you certainly should be. Now, I understand your brother is campaigning for Mr. Dole. Yeah. Do you think it's a good idea that celebrities, as you will become if you become Miss USA, should be lending their support to campaigns? Are they good, credible spokespersons?
I think so. I think if you're a good spokesperson for Miss USA, you're a great spokesperson for a candidate.
You are, after all, a citizen, right?
Yes, of course.
All right, and a fine one. Thank you very much, April Aba from South Carolina. This is Miss Mississippi, and she's Dana Richmond. Hello, Dana.
Hi.
Dana studies journalism, and you have nine brothers and sisters.
Five brothers and 4 sisters, and they're all here. And their children, and we have about 45 people here. I think they take up half of one of those rows.
Now,
They're holding up the big Mississippi sign.
Now, with that size family, what will you do with the cash that you could win from tonight? Do you split it up throughout the family?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. The day before Christmas, my mom's kitchen went on the blink, and with 9 children, it's impossible to cook. When the microwave's broken, the front of the oven fell off, the bottom oven fell off, and the refrigerator and freezer are both on the blink. So we were reduced to a small Frigidaire refrigerator, and she had to cook for about 35 people. So give her a hand for that one. So I'm gonna buy her a new kitchen.
9 brothers and sisters, you could buy a new mom. She needs a rest, I think. As Miss USA, many doors will open to you. Whose would you most like to knock on? Is there someone you'd like to meet?
Maybe Paul Newman. He's one of my favorite actors, and I don't know, I just think he'd be interesting to meet.
Get a little salad dressing with that new kitchen. Dana Richmond, Miss Mississippi. Thank you. This is Miss Oklahoma. She is Tamara Walker. Hello, Tamara. How are you? I'm well. You go to Southwestern Oklahoma State University. Your parents work at a corrective training institute. Would you describe that occupation?
They own the Oklahoma Corrective Training Institute. It's a franchise from the National Corrective Training Institute here in Texas. It is a program where people that get in trouble for things like traffic violations or bogus check or DUIs, they get sent by the judge to the class, and then these people are put on probation.
And they get straightened out?
Right.
Are they strict with you at home?
They used to be, not as much anymore.
Sure, they just bust strangers for double parking and let you get away with murder. Now, you are one of our younger contestants. How do you see yourself when you're a senior citizen, say at 39, 40? What will you have accomplished, Tamara? How do you see your life?
Well, hopefully by then I will be a big-time professional model and possibly an elementary school teacher by then. I'm very interested in elementary education.
Well, we're wishing you the very best of luck this evening, along with your other fine young ladies, and we thank you, Miss Oklahoma, Tamara Walker. Tamara Walker. Congratulations to those ladies, and now over to Tracy.
Our interview competition is only half over. Alan still has to talk with 5 other young ladies who hope to become Miss USA. Alan will interview them when we come back right after this.
Almond to light cereal tastes so good, people can't wait till morning.
I couldn't sleep at all last night. Thinking about
We've spoken to 5 semifinalists, 5 more to go. We're only half through, so you can only make up half your mind. You know they would all make fine actresses because just look at how calm they're acting right now. Let's begin with Miss Illinois. This is Gina Zordani. Gina. Gina is a graduate of Purdue University and currently working as a commodity trader.
Yes, I'm a commodity trader at the Mid-American Exchange, which is located at the Chicago Board of Trade.
Now, if you win tonight, how would you advise yourself to spend your money?
Well, of course I would parlay it into my own seat on the exchange and hopefully make some trades for you, Ellen.
Oh, thank you. What's the very best gift you can ever remember getting?
I believe it was last Christmas. My mother gave me a watch from Purdue University because I love Purdue so much. I wasn't at the time able to get a ring, so she bought me a school watch, which I treasure very much, but I can't wear it tonight.
Now, if you become a celebrity, you know, you give up some of your privacy. And how do you feel about invasion of privacy, that gray area that we read so much about, for instance, in politics? Do you think we have limits to how much of a right we have to know about our politicians' lives?
No, not when it comes to politicians. As a politician, they are going to be representatives of our country. And I think that they should really have that big a moral character that they have no qualms of someone prying into their back history.
Are you at all superstitious? Anything you brought for good luck?
No, I didn't. I received something from a military man that watched us for a couple days. He gave me a excellence badge in grenade throwing and pistol shooting. And no, but it's something that he worked for, and I still have it tonight.
Well, now you have one in pageanting. Thank you, Miss Illinois, Gina Zordani. This is Miss California. She is Diana Magana. What are your plans after college, Diana?
Well, I'm lucky enough to have a great father who started a business in Mexican food restaurants. He owns a chain of 6 Mexican food restaurants. And hopefully, after I graduate from college in public relations, I will be taking over his advertising and publicity side of that business.
Have you done any PR for the restaurant so far?
Definitely. Being Miss California has been a definite advantage for doing PR for him.
Now, what advice can you offer to any ethnic families who wish to be sure to preserve their ethnic heritage and not lose it in our great homogeneous mix?
Well, I can only say that my mother and my parents are here, and my mother, I thank her for everything because she's the one that instilled the tradition and the heritage in me that to this day I still carry within my heart. It's something important because our culture is a backbone of our country. I think every child they should be very proud of their heritage.
Now, I know your grandmother is here also. And Diana's grandmother doesn't speak any English. She's here from Mexico. She speaks no English. Want to say hello?
Definitely. Abuelita, te mando un beso desde mi corazón, desde El Paso, donde la gente es muy bella.
Well said. Yes, Diana Magana from California. Thank you, Diana. From Maryland, Miss Maryland is Roanne Brewer. Hello, Roanne. Roanne has already been a winner. She has been proclaimed Miss Photogenic. Congratulations.
Thank you, Alan.
Now, are there any, a lot of us don't feel particularly candid in front of a camera. Do you have any tricks that you've learned in your modeling days to loosen somebody up in a photo session?
I just feel that to be yourself and be confident in yourself and what you're doing always, not only in modeling, always helps to bring the inner shine out in you. And what I like to do is sing a song. Music makes me very happy. So I like to think about music or do something related to music and maybe think about God if I'm real nervous.
Mm-hmm. You study pre-med, I know. Do you plan to specialize?
Yes, I do. I'd like to become a radiologist. My mother may not know this, but she's inspired me to become a career woman. And also, I think radiology reflects my lifetime beliefs in preventive medicine.
You were talking about music. I know that you have a good friend who's a musician.
Yes, I do. My boyfriend is a musician, and they're working on a record contract right now, and good luck to them, too.
Any picks for the Grammys tomorrow?
We're going to be watching. I kind of like Michael Jackson still. I think he's terrific, a terrific performer.
All right. Well, he may be voting for you tonight. Miss Maryland, Roanne Brewer. Thank you, Roanne. This is Miss Georgia Donna Rampy. Hello, Donna.
Happy birthday, Alan.
Thank you very much. Yes, isn't it nice that they would throw this party for me?
That's right.
Donna's a graduate of Georgia State University, and you're working now?
Yes, I am. I am Assistant Public Relations Director with an agency in Atlanta.
You've also worked as an MC at local pageants and talent shows, I know, and you must have opinions about what it takes to make a good host.
Yes, I think a good sense of humor, like you have, and also...
It's a 9.6, I think.
I think you have to be on the ball because anything can happen, and so you just have to think off the top of your head.
What do you suppose your roommate will remember most about you?
That I'm kind of crazy. No, she speaks, it's Diana, Miss California. She speaks Spanish every night before we go to bed, and I don't know who she's talking about or what, but so I think I've learned a lot of Spanish since I've been here.
Where will you first travel as Miss USA? What would be your favorite spots around the country?
Around the country. I would love to go back to New York. We were there 3 days before we came here. 9 of us were for a promotional tour. And it's a great city, but you have to be there a while to really enjoy it.
Well, best of luck in traveling and getting to go wherever you want, Miss Georgia Donna Rampy. From Texas, Courtney Gibbs. Do you feel loved?
I do.
Courtney is a 6th-generation Texan. Now, where was the 7th from?
Well, I think we can be followed all the way back to the Mayflower.
Really?
Yes.
We're glad they got a seat. You attend Texas Christian University, and you study art history. You want a career in broadcasting. Now, what skills do you have that you suppose qualify you for that career?
Well, actually, I didn't know I had the skills until I started as Miss Texas. I was really going into acting. But doors were open for me, and I have found that I enjoyed speaking.
Now, since you're interested in television, if you had a chance to program the network, run the network, and you might be too old to do that already, but if you were running the network, what kind of shows would we see more of?
More shows. I think more family shows. I really do. I think the family is important, and the type of show that you have and some others on are important to our community.
Yes, why is Growing Pains your favorite show, Courtney Gibbs?
Because you're on it.
The 9.7, I think. Do you think actors are overpaid, Courtney?
I don't, if they have a good message. I think when they play important roles or show an important side of human beings, then I think they are not overpaid.
You're off to a good diplomatic start in your journalism career. Thank you very much. Miss Texas, Courtney Gibbs. Well, some of you have made up your minds, some of you have changed your minds, some of you are confused. You think this is Dallas and I'm Patrick Duffy. But if you've joined us late, shame on you, because we've already taken the first of 3 big steps that lead from semi-finalist to finalist.
Remember I told you about the scores being reviewed just between you and me? Well, here's one of those times. In the interview competition, the judges gave the highest score to Miss Texas, with Miss Georgia second and Miss California third. While it's true that our candidates are pursuing an incredible dream, there are some very exciting tangible rewards too. Cash and prizes totaling more than $200,000. And we'll be showing you that magnificent prize package right after this from Folgers.